very good example of chemotropism. That is, whenever you will see that, suppose that you must have seen that this is the pistil. In case if you are unable to get my example, you can tell me. So what happened during the flower reproduction? This is the pistil, means female part, and inside the pistil there is an egg. So this is the egg, and what we call it? We call it pistil. Pistil. So this is the, what is the pistil? Pistil is female reproductive part. Female reproductive part of flower. Part of flower. In case if you don't know, then you have to write it down else. And this is the egg, right? So these all are found in flower, right? You must have studied this one, right? Do you or not? So
Yes.
okay, fine, great. So when the pollen grain fall on it, what have, this is the pollen grain. So what is the pollen? Pollen grain. So what are the pollen grain? They are the male reproductive part. Male reproductive part, right? What happens? The pollen start germination. So germination start pollen germination. Now after the germination, what happens? A pollen tube formation takes place, and this pollen tube reaches till the egg, right? So this part, this pipe like structure, and inside the pipe like structure, this pipe like structure is called pollen tube. Inside this pollen tube there will be two sperm, right? This pollen tube will approach towards the egg, and what will happen? Pollen tube will reach to the egg and it will release the sperm, right? This pollen tube is attracted by sugar, right, which is a type of chemical. So pollen tube, the movement of pollen tube is guided by a chemical, which is a sugar. So this type of movement is called chemotropic movement, right? So what is the chemotropic movement? So this movement, that is a pollen tube. So what is the example? Pollen tube growth, and we know that tropic movement have to do something with the growth. Pollen tube growth is guided by sugar, right? That is called chemical movement due to chemical. One more example. So this is the first example. Second example I want to give you. Suppose that there are some bacteria. These are bacteria. Bacteria and water. Right? So this is the positive tropic movement. This is a positive movement, right? The movement is taking place towards the direction of the chemical, right? So this is the positive movement, right? Positive chemotropic movement. Now I'm going to tell you the negative chemotropic. These are the bacteria. What you have to do, if you drop some acid, right? This is the acid, right? You have dropped acid over here, any strong acid, right? So what will happen due to acid? The bacteria will start move away, right, due to acid. To avoid acid or to protect itself from acid, they will try to go away from the bacteria, go away from the acid. This is a negative movement, right? So this is the upper movement. This first one is positive chemotropic movement, second one is negative chemotropic movement, right? So chemotropic movement are those movements which takes place in the direction or against the direction of chemical. Is it clear or not? Tell me please.
Yeah, clear, sir.
So in chemotropic movement, what is the stimulus? Here the stimulus is chemical. So please draw both of the example. Stimulus is any kind of chemical. Please draw both of the example, then I'll dictate it. Hamna, are you getting it? And there is some one. Ayman, did you get?
Yes, so
Okay. So please note it down both of the example, then I'll dictate. Be fast. And guys, always join on time. I want all of you to join exactly at 6:30. Let me know when you note it down.
Its foreign tube growth is guided by sugar.
Guided by sugar, yes. Shabana, is it your first class? I didn't listen you. You're not audible to me actually. Is it your first class? Actually, I think your microphone is not either not connected or not working. Note it down, everyone. Sizo, Ayman, note it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So please start writing down, right? What is the chemotropism? The movement of plant part, the movement of plant part in response to the movement of plant part in response to a chemical, in response to a chemical is called chemotropism. Full stop. This may be negative, this may be negative or positive movement. This may be negative or positive movement. Full stop. If the plant part, if the plant part shows movement or growth, if the plant part shows movement or growth towards the chemical, movement or growth towards the chemical, it is called positive chemotropism. It is called positive chemotropism. Full stop. If the plant part, if the plant part shows movement, if the plant part shows movement or growth away from the chemical, if the plant part shows movement away from the chemical, then it is called negative chemotropism. It is called negative chemotropism. right? So these are the example of chemotropism, right? So Sabana, still I didn't listen you. I'm unable to get you. Is it either it's your first class or second class? So in case yes, you have just unmute your mic, but I am unable to listen you. So you can do one thing. I think maybe your microphone is not working. So you can do one thing. You can text me, right? You can text me because I can't listen you. So in the meantime, the second movement which I discussed with you, that is the hydrotropic movement. Now, what is the hydrotropism or hydrotropic movement? Let me discuss with you. So, second movement, the second kind of movement, that is a hydrotropism, right? So, look, I'll give you example. Hydro means water, right? So that is the hydrotropic movement. Hydrotropism. So tropism means movement in direction or due to growth, right? And hydro means water. So definitely here the stimulus factor, which is the stimulus. So last one, the stimulus in chemotropism, stimulus was chemical. Here the stimulus is water. So movement either will take place towards the water or away from the water. So generally movement takes place towards the water, right? Look, so we can see that root always move in the direction of water. So this is soil, right? And water is filled inside the ground. So suppose that let's say there is a plant, right? Let's say this is a plant. So you have implanted a plant, and you can do this experiment as well, right? And it's really true. So this is a plant, and these are the root of the plant, right? This is the root of the plant. What you have to do, you have to do only one thing: dig a porthole beside this plant, right? And fill this part with the water, right? Fill it with the water, right? This is the water. So fill it with the water. After some time, you will see that the movement of this plant root is taking place. The movement or the growth of the plant root will start moving toward the where? Toward the water, right? So this is the movement. This is the hydrotropic movement. So movement is taking place in the direction of water. So this is called hydrotropic movement, right? If the movement is towards the water, then this is the hydrotropism, positive hydrotropism. If movement is against the water, then this will be called negative hydrotropic movement. But in general, the movement takes place towards the direction of the water, right? So please start noting now. Please jot down this one. Make this diagram and start writing about them. Negative hydrotropism, you can say that the stem part always start moving away from the water. So that is called negative hydrotropism. So, but generally the plants are not negative. Plant or organisms are not negative hydrotropic. Note it down. Martin, note it. Shabana, are you getting me? Because still I didn't listen you. You can do one thing. You can just message me. Right, there is chat box. So reply me on that chat box. I'm just dropping you Right, please start noting down. The movement of plant part, the movement of plant part, the movement of plant part in response to water, the movement of plant part in response to water is called hydrotropism. Is called hydrotropism. Let's stop. If the plant moves, if the plant moves towards the water, if the plant moves towards the water, is it called positive hydrotropism? Is it called positive hydrotropism? Like the roots of the plant. Full stop. On other hand, if the plant part, on the other hand, if the plant part moves away from the water, moves away from the water, it is called negative hydrotropism. Is it called negative hydrotropism? Right? So that is the hydrotropic movement. Is it clear to all of you? Tell me, guys. Always tell me, is it clear or not? If in case if you are not getting it, it's not clear, I'll tell you again, right? So please tell me, is it clear to all of you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, great. Hamna and Shabana, I'm not getting actually response of Shabana. I have text you as well, right? Hamna, you can tell me. Clear? All right. In case if clear, that's very good. And what is the third one? So that the third one which we are studying under this heading, this PPT. So that is the what is that? That is the okay. That is a thigmotropism. Right. Thigmo. I have already told you that thigmo means touch. So there are two kind of movement. In thigmo is found in both of kind of the movement, tropic as well as nastic movement, right? So in touch me not is the example of thigmonastic movement. There the direction was not fixed and it was not related with the growth. Here the direction is fixed and this is related with the growth. So because that is it, this is a tropic movement. So this is thigmotropism. So movement or growth due to touch is called thigmotropism, right? So thigmotropism is the best example is that is the some runner or creeper. Just let me give you an example. You must have seen grapevines, right? So suppose that there is a support, right? For example, there is a support. So what will happen? These grapevines will always, this is a support. It's a log or bamboo stick, log or bamboo. This is log. This is bamboo stick. What will happen? Suppose that if you have grapevines, right? So grapevines always have some tentacle. So this is grapevine. They always have some tentacle, right? So what grapevine does? Grapevine, its tentacle start wrapping around it, right? They will start wrapping around it and they will hold it. So they will keep on holding, right? They will again go up and again they will hold. So these tendrils, these are called tendrils basically. So these tendrils hold it. So whenever they get a touch, so they start moving towards the to get the support, to get the more sunlight, right? So these are the tendrils. Right? So these tendrils, what these tendrils they do, they move toward the touch, right? Toward the support, right? So when they come in the contact, when they come in the touch with any support, they will start moving towards this direction, and they will. So what happened? These tendrils move toward the support, and this is what is that? This is the support. Right? It's a good example of thigmotropism. So movement is taking place due to touch and towards this support, right? This is example of thigmotropism. Clear? So please make this
Yes,
diagram and start drawing. Be fast.
yes, yes.
Okay, done. Very good. Very good. So please start noting down. The directional growth movement. The directional growth movement of a plant part. The directional growth movement of a plant part. The directional growth movement of a plant part in response to touch. In response to touch. Touch of an object. In response to touch of an object is called thigmotropism. Full stop. The climbing part of plant, the climbing part of plant, such as the climbing part of plant, such as tendrils, grow towards any support, grow towards any support, which they happen to touch, and wind around the support. Full stop. By this way, we can say, by this way, we can say that tendrils of plant are positively geotropic. Are positively geotropic. Is that clear? So all tropic movement clear? So I have told you the last class, what I told you the type of the movement, right? So plant movement. So when we did plant movement, we did the two, I told you that there are two kind of the movement. nastic movement, that is thigmonastic and photonastic, we discussed it. Then the tropic movement and tropic movement are our two type, that sorry, they are the five type, right? Hydrotropic we studied, then the tropic movement, we studied all the types of tropic movement due to light, like phototropic, geotropic, chemotropic, hydrotropic, and thigmotropic. So all kind of the tropic movement have been done. Is it crystal clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Fine, very good. So geotropism, chemotropism, we did all these movement, and nastic movement we did, right? So okay, now I think in your textbook, what is the next topic? The next topic should be plant hormones, or something else is there. Plant hormone, that is the next topic. Come on guys, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next topic is plant hormone, right? So we are going to do that topic. Okay, so is there any doubt, any confusion, any question regarding this? Tell me frankly if you have. So next thing is plant hormones, or they are also called phyto. So what are the plant hormones? Any one of you? What is the plant hormone? What is their function? Can you name any plant hormone? The function of plant hormone? No. Come on. So look, plant also have some hormones, right? And what is their basic function? Their basic function is that they help the plant to move here and there, right? Not here and there. It's not displacement, but yes, what they do actually, they help plant to move in the direction of, right, or uh, some stimulus, or they also help plant to protect it from enemies. They also help the plant in flowering, like seed formation and seed protection and all that, right? So all those hormones which work in the plant, they are called phytohormones, right? So phytohormones, they help in the growth basically. And what are the examples, not examples, types of plant hormone? So there are basically types of plant hormone. So basically there are 5 type of plant hormone. So first one is auxin. Then second one is zipperling. Third one is cytokinin. Fourth one is uh, abscisic acid. uh, Abscisic acid. Just a minute. Abscisic acid. It is also called ABL. Right. Last but not the least, that is the fifth one. This is called ethylene. So these are basically type of the plant hormone which are the form. Right. So please start noting down what is the function of plant hormone, right? And what is the plant hormone? The plant hormone, start noting down. The plant hormone or phytohormone are a type of chemicals. Plant hormones or phytohormones are a type of chemical which help in plant growth, and also regulate, which help in plant growth and also regulate the physiological function, of plant. Full stop. There are following functions. There are following functions of plant hormone. There are following functions of plant hormone. The first one. Now, what is the function? So first, they help in the first function. So first one, they help in actually germination of seed, right? Germination, right? So start noting down. They help in germination of seed. They help in germination of seed. Second, they help in growth of root, stem, and leaves. Growth of root, stem, and leaves. Next point, they help in movement of stomata. They help in movement of stomata. What are the stomata? Aman, what are the stomata? Amna, tell me what are the stomata? Come on. Don't know? Martin, what about you? What are the stomata?
Where gas exchange take place in plant.
Sorry.
Where gas exchange takes place.
Very good. They help in the gaseous exchange of plant. So those who don't know, I'm going to tell them. Basically, the plant. Okay, someone else have. Pores on the lower epidermis. Very good. Right. So you all know it means. Very good. Right. So you got it. They help in movement of stomata. That is the closing and opening of stomata. That is the closing and opening of stomata pore. Next one. They help in flowering of plant. They help in flowering of plant. Next, they help in ripening of, they help in ripening of fruit. Next one. They help in all type of, they help in all type of nastic and tropic movement. They help in all kind of tropic and nastic movement. So these were the function of hormone. They are really very important for your school examination. And now cross check with your textbook and let me know if anything left in plant movement part, plant control and coordination part. Then we will go with the next one will be the animal movement, right? Growth and movement. And types of hormone. This is not in your syllabus. Basically, the name of auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid, ethylene. Still, I would like to you to please note it down. The name of, at least the name of exam, the name of the plant hormones, right? So please note it down, the name of the plant hormone: auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid, and ethylene, right? And ethylene is the only plant hormone which is found in the, in fact, not plant hormone, all type of the hormones. Ethylene is the only hormone which is found in the gaseous state. Please note it down, please. Then I'll go ahead. And please tell me, is it clear, or is there any query in the plant movement part? Is that clear? Everything is clear? Should we go ahead with?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now come to the control and coordination in animal, right? So the next will be control and coordination in animal. Fine. Plant. Now the next one. Coordination. Okay. Right. So now we are going to study the new topic, that is the control and coordination in animal. So how does the control and coordination in animal takes place in the animal? So before going deep into, I would like to discuss one thing. What is the neurons, right? What are the neurons? What is what they are? What is their function? So anybody of you, can you tell me what are the neurons? Neurons. Any one of you? Do you know what are the neurons? What are their function? You must have listened that neurologist, there is a doctor, kind of doctor, we call him neurologist. Tell me, Martin.
Yes, sir.
Have you listened? Who are the neurologists and what are the neurons? Any idea?
Controls the function of the body.
Sorry.
They control the function of the body.
Very good. So how does they work?
They they get the chemical reception from the dendrites, and then it gets passed on to the other neurons.
Okay, very good, very good. Excellent. So let me tell you first what are the neurons basically, and then we'll go ahead. We have a special kind of the cells in our body which carry forward the function of the body, right? And these are called basically neurons. Just a minute. Give me just a second. I want to show you the diagram of neuron basically. Right, I got it. Look, our body have these kind of the cells. They are basically called neurons, right? So rather than cell, I want to make you understand in a very layman manner. Like there are certain kind of the wires in our body which help in the carry out the information. These wires are made up of small. These wires are the combination of small wires, right? The single wire or small part of the wire is called neurons. So the unit of the that communication wires is called neurons. So basically, these neurons, our brain is completely made up of the millions of the neurons. They are white and gray color material. So these neurons are basically found in our brain, and from their brain, various wires are spread across the body and whole body on our body surface, on inside the body part, at the surface of our body, and in all organs and complete body. So these neurons are the wire kind of the things which come from the brain, and they take the information. They take the order from the brain, spread across the body. They take the information from our outer side of the environment and they take this information to the body. These wires are basically called neurons, right? And they are small kind of the wires, right? So they help, they carry out the information. First, very important, right? So these are called neurons. This is the structure of neurons. So how does the neuron carry forward the messages? So what happens? Suppose that this is our brain, for example. This is a human brain. So human brain have certain kind of the wire-like structure, right? So these wire-like structures, so they are not. This is not just single wire. So suppose that this is one wire, right? And this one wire is connected with another wire, right? Another small wire, right? So these kind of the wires, these small wires, they make a thread-like structure. They make a rope-like structure, right? So these rope-like structure, this, right? So these rope-like structure, they are basically called neurons. They take the order from the brain. So what exactly they do? They take the order, whatever the order. Suppose that my brain is saying that start writing down on the tablet. So I'm doing that. So they take the information from the brain, and another they have another kind of the neurons. What they do, they take back the information to the brain as well. Yes, guys, are you listening me? Audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were talking about the neurons, right? I don't know what happened. And just got disconnected. So this is a type of, right. This is an example of neuron, right? So these small structures are called neurons. So neuron, like single cell, this single part is made up of a small part. This is called neuron. Neuron is basically made up of two things, right? So this part is called axon, right? And this part is called cyton. This part. So this is a star kind. This is a single cell. This is a neurons, or this is the neural cell, right? So this part is called cyton, and this one part called axon. So this cyton, there is a large prominent nucleus. There is a structure protoplasm which is called soma or cell body. This is basically gray cyton. This complete part is called cyton, and these small branches which remains spread across our skin and other part, they receive the some stimulus, right? They receive the stimulus. So these stimulus receiving branches are called actually dendroids. They receive the stimulus. So these stimulus receiving branches are called dendroids, right? And this the lower part, which is a white color of the part, this white color, this is basically made up of white color. This is called axon, right? The last part is called axon terminals, right? These are axon terminals, or this part also called, this part, the lower part of the axon, this is also called root basically. And this inner part is basically axon. And outside of the axon, so this, the thread which is inside it, this cover is called axon. The outside of the axon, there is a white color of the sheath, or white color of the covering, which is called myelin sheath, right? This is myelin sheath, right? So this cell is called neurons. And what they do basically, these dendroid, they receive the stimulus or information from external worlds, right? So this receive the information from outside of environment, external environment, right? So after receiving the stimulus from external environment, these dendroid, they pass this information to this part, soma body. From the soma, this information moves toward the axon, and inside the axon, this information run, right? What happened here? The axon information runs slowly. But what is the benefit of myelin? Myelin is basically a kind of the protein, right? Myelin sheath is basically a kind of protein sheath, right? Which increases the speed of the information. Now here the information start jumping from here to here. So when it start jumping the information, the speed of information increases, right? So here the information is moving steadily, and here the information start moving, jumping from here to there, right? So that's how the information move in the neurons. And now they take the information to the external terminal, and now they transfer the information from one neuron to another neuron. That's how the transfer of information takes place, right? And this is the structure of protein. What is the myelin? Basically, that you need to remember, myelin is a type of white color protein. It's a protein, and this is basically white colored protein. Clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Right. So please take the screenshot, or please jot it down, whatever you want, right?
Yeah, okay, answer.
Done?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Right. So in next class, we'll start from here onward. You have to recall me that we have to start from here. And in case if you have doubt regarding whatever we have studied till this time, so you can ask me, right? And then next class, we'll start with the coordination in animals, right? And basically the nervous system, human nervous system to start. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Right,
Thank you.
Sizu? So is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Fine. So I'll see you in next class. Fine.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Bye-bye.